Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prima Advanced User Forum. This is Chris, and I'll be your host today. We're going to be covering some new additions to PrimaGO. We're going to cover a new blog page function. We're going to cover a couple new modules and some extra little functions to make our life a little bit easier using PrimaGO. So we'll go ahead and start off with the new blog pages. You're going to find those over in Contents and then Pages at the bottom here. Now, you have the ability to create several different blogs. Each one of these blogs can have multiple posts within them. So to create a new blog, you would hit this Add Page button down here at the bottom. You go ahead and select Blog as the type and give it a name. Otherwise, to add a post to an existing blog, you would just go ahead and click on one of these. Let's choose this one. And then once you're in a blog, you can choose the URL name, which is going to be just the URL up at the top. So it's going to be, in this case, dev6.primasoftware.co/company blog. And then you can give it a proper title right here, as well as a promotional title. You can add a link to this blog in your navigation bar and in the footer. And then you can also select a background color using the color wheel right here. You can also completely activate or deactivate the blog with this little tick mark right here. And then the table at the bottom is going to be all of your posts. So we have one, welcome to the blog. But then if you want to add another post, you will go ahead and hit add entry and put in the post name. Be post number 2 or today's date or whatever you want to name the blog. So go ahead and hit create entry. And now we are in the blog post. So again, you can give it the URL name as well as an actual title. You can also put a department and an author. So these will help you keep track of your own blog posts, kind of categorize them, and you can filter by particular authors or by particular departments as well. And then you have the activate button. This will just turn add or remove it from the website. And you also have promote, which will go ahead and promote it as like the featured blog post that your customers are going to see first. And then at the bottom here, you have the actual text editor. This is where the content of your blog post is going to go. This is your standard text editor stuff. You can add images and tables and whatever else you want to add. But once everything's good to go, once you're ready to post, you'll go ahead and hit save. And then we'll go back. Now we have our post number 2 in the grid here. And of course, in this table, you can filter by, the title or the different department, the author, all that kind of stuff. If you want to go ahead and preview it, there's a preview button down here. And we'll show you what it's going to look like for your customers. So they're going to see company blog. They're going to see different posts. And then when they click continue reading, they'll be able to open up the entire post and see all the content. And you'll also have any promoted blog posts over here on the right hand side. And that is about it for the blog posts here. Next, we'll go over to the modules. We've added a couple different modules here. We have image grid, image category, and product grid. So if we take a look at the image grid, it's literally just a grid of images that you can use to kind of customize your website. To make a new grid, what you can do is you can hit this plus mark button right here. We'll go ahead and add a new grid to the bottom. And then you can also delete them with the delete button right here if you want to remove one. But when you add a new one, it's going to be blank like this. And so the first thing I want to do is add a couple pictures. So you can click on this picture icon right here. and it'll open up your file explorer to go ahead and add a couple of those. And then once you add a picture, you can also add a link. So when your customer clicks on the image, it'll take them somewhere. And then for the settings, you also have the ability to change the width of each of these columns here. So the total width is going to be 12. So it kind of defaults to 3 for all 4 of these columns here. You can kind of slide this to make it wider and smaller. And so if you have a like a larger image, that pushes some of the other images off here. So each row is going to be a total of 12 width. So anything over that is going to go down to the second row. And so you also have the first, second, third, and fourth settings right here that'll let you kind of rearrange the images here. So maybe this is the first one, but if you want this to be the third one, you can just select third and go ahead and move that over. And then you also have the number of images you can see in each column. So you have inactive to turn it off, or 1 or 2 images, like this column here. So as an example, let's say we wanted this column to be double width, and we can leave some of these columns alone here. What we'll do is we can remove this column, and then that'll allow us to kind of stretch the first column to take its place. Something like that. And then of course, once you're done, always hit the save button. And then you would add this to any page in the page layout, just like any other module. So that's going to be over here in page layout. We'll select the home page, for example. Then you can select add module, and then it's going to be your image grid right here. I already have one in place. So if we take a look at the website, this is what it's going to look like on the actual site. So when you hover over it, it does a quick little animation. Then, of course, if you click on one of these images, it'll take you to whatever link that you provided. And so that's the image grid. The next thing is we're going to take a look at is going to be the image category. So instead of the grid, this will be kind of like this will be more of a grid of 6 images, 6 tiles here. And just like the other one, if you want to add a new grid or a new image category, I should say, you're going to click on this plus button right here. I'll add a new one to the bottom. Let me get rid of this old one here. There we go. So when you make a new one, it's going to look blank like this. These are great for advertising certain categories. So we'll go ahead and put a couple categories in here. First, we'll pick an image. This one says catering on it. So what we'll do is in this example title, you can put catering as the title of the image. And then you have some subtext here. So you can put something like, your product range or your range of catering goods, whatever you want to put in there. Once that's done, you would just hit save. And then you kind of rinse and repeat for all the other tiles. If you want to put a link to some catering products behind the image, you would put that link right here. So when the customer clicks on it, it'll take them to the actual catering goods. And then you also have the option to activate or deactivate any one of these boxes. So if you only wanted to use like 3 of them, for example, you could deselect 4, 5, and 6, and then just hit save. And then just like the other one, this is a module. So we would add that back in page layout and back at home. And then it's going to be the image category module right here. And then what that's going to look like on the web store is this one here. So when you hover over it, it'll kind of open up the title as well as the subtext under it right there. And then, of course, when the customer clicks on it, it'll take them to whatever link you provide. And then last but not least here, we'll take a look at the product grid. So the product grid's going to be very similar to the image category, where you can go ahead and advertise, different categories of your products. But this one will allow you to go ahead and put in subcategories as well for those products. So just like everything else, to add a new one, we'll hit the plus mark button up top, and I'll add a new blank one at the bottom here for you. And so just like the other ones as well, first we'll pick an image. Then after you pick the image, it's best to save. And then you have the title of the category right here. And then you can also put in the subcategories below. So I've already set one up top here. So for example, if we have catering supplies, you can put the other subcategories of items like snacks and beverages and whatever else you want to put there. And then this blue pencil mark icon right here will allow you to put in the link to those categories. So you can provide a link for all catering supplies and the see all area down here at the bottom. And then you would provide a separate link for, just the snacks and just the beverages and whatever else you want to put in there. And then if you leave them blank, like example text, if you just leave that there, it'll hide these two examples. So what that's going to look like on the web store, if we scroll down, you're going to have your image and then your title, catering supplies, and the sub categories underneath it. And then if we provided a link on any one of these, it will go ahead and take us there as well. And then I forgot to mention, of course, this is a module. So to add it, again, you would go to page layout, under home, you would add a new module. It's going to be called product grid right here. Cool. And that's about it for our new modules here. Some additional features that we've upgraded to make your life a little bit easier using PrimaGO. We have created a new search area. So up at the top right here, you have a search dropdown and also a search bar. So this dropdown here, if you open it up, it's going to include all of the major areas of PrimaGO. And so if you're looking for banners, for example, you can kind of scroll down and click on banners, and that'll take you directly to the banners area in Prima. So this is a good method of getting places quickly, or maybe you forgot where the banners are, it'll take you there immediately. You can also search in this drop down. So if you're looking for something specific, you can type it in there. Or the freeform search box right here will let you type in any keyword. So we'll do banner again right here. And then once you hit search, it'll go ahead and link you to any modules that have the word banner in it. It'll also link you to some help guides to show you how to use the banners, as well as any settings that have banner in the name. So that's a quick, easy way of getting around PrimaGO and trying to find any settings that maybe you don't remember where it was placed. We have also upgraded the activity log. If we take a look under system and then activity log at the bottom here. Now, previously, the activity log only recorded when a guest has used your website, which users have logged in, have logged out, that kind of thing. But now we are recording which PrimaGO users are using PrimaGO and what they do within PrimaGO. So you'll see me, I upgraded a product grid, or I upgraded a module, or I deleted a module, or anything like that. So if you're wondering, who's making changes to your website and when, it'll go ahead and record that in the activity log here. You can also search for a specific activity. So you can search for the word delete. I'll show you anything that was marked as deleted. And then you can also pick a from date and an end date to kind of narrow down a time period if you're looking for that. And what's next? You now have the ability to change the font on your web store. To do that, it's going to be in Style, and then you're going to go to Custom CSS, and then you're going to click on Add Google Font right here. And so how this is going to work is you're going to click on this Google Fonts link right here. It'll open up Google Fonts, and so you can kind of browse whatever Google has and select a font that you're interested in. You can also search for a specific font if you're looking for something in particular. But let's say, I don't know, this one sounds good, Poppins. If you want to use this one, what you'll do is you'll click on it. And then when you scroll down, you'll see a couple uses here. What you want to look for is select regular 400. That's the right size that we're looking for. So when you click on that, select regular 400. There's going to be an import button right here. We'll click on that. And then you have two pieces of code here. You have this one and this one. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to copy both of those. And then back in PrimaGo, you're going to want to paste them in these two boxes here. So we'll put the first one there. And then we'll put the second one right here. And then click Add to Custom CSS. And then that's it. Then you're done. It puts in the font in the first couple lines up at the top here. Anything above this logo text is going to be the font. So it's going to be these 4 lines of text right here. And then if we go to the web store, sometimes it takes a little while to actually update the font, but it should be pretty quick. So go ahead and update all fonts in Prima. And then to remove it, all you would do is just kind of remove the text that you added and then hit save. And then the instructions on how to do everything that we just went through is going to be in custom CSS. And when you click on Add Google Fonts, the instructions are right here, just in case you need to reference those. And so that's adding new fonts to the web store. The next thing we'll take a look at is going to be some additions to the actual web store itself. So I scroll, find one of these here. What's new is in the search, when you search for a keyword, in the suggested search, that'll show you normal suggestions. But now it's also going to show you any featured items as well. So any related feature items to what you're searching is going to appear here on the right-hand side. So that's pretty convenient for advertising your featured products. And then something else we've added is once you do search, we've added a brand multi-select feature. So on the left-hand side here, you see this brand filter. Now, instead of one at a time, you can go ahead and select several different brands you want to filter by. And then you would hit this Go button down here at the bottom. And so it'll go ahead and apply those brand filters, and you'll be able to see each brand filter here in this row. And so now if you would like to remove a couple of these, you just click this little X button. Go ahead and remove some of those brands for you. Cool. So that's a little bit nicer on the web store. And then the last thing I'll show you guys today is going to be a new custom out of stock message. So instead of the generic out of stock messages that you can set for the entire website, you can now select specific out of stock messages for specific items. So I'll go ahead and open one up for you here. So if you look at a particular product, go ahead and open that one up. And then in the second tab up here, units and pricing, you're going to have a new out of stock message drop down right here. So this is best used for something like a furniture item, where instead of saying zero stock, you want to say something specific, like that specific piece of furniture is on special order, might take 7 days for delivery, whatever verbiage you want to put on there. Will be available in this drop down. Um, this is going to be on a per item individual basis, but you can also apply this using the grid manager. So you can apply using whole groups of items at a time. And then to add like a new entry to this drop down here, that's going to be in admin. I'll go ahead and open up that as well. That's going to be in general. And then all the way at the bottom, you're going to see add up stock message. So it's going to go ahead and list all of the ones you currently have available here that you can double click and edit if you need to. Or to make a new one, you'll just hit the new button down here at the bottom. Type in what you need, save and close. And then you have a new entry down there. Cool. And that is everything I have to show you guys today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time.